It's that time again. Another simulation soccer league season is now going to be underway. And for a lot of these players, it'll be the first time they see the pitch in their careers. That's right, this is the minor league match day one. Hello, everyone. I am Metafiction. And as I say, we have three sets of teams preparing to open their season 23 campaign. And a lot of those teams with a lot of new faces after that prospect draft we had in the offseason. This is going to be their first chance to see the field in the SSL, and they'll be mixing it up with some minor league veterans, whether they be from past drafts or if they are former major league players taking the step down late in their careers. It's a uniquely balanced division, and it's going to be absolutely fascinating, I'm sure of it, as it always is. I'm going to start out our match today in Hungary, where Rapid Magyar will take on Cairo City. Both of these teams have struggled over the last few seasons. Magyar, of course, one of the fairly recent expansion organizations, while Cairo City has been here since the beginning. But in fact, Cairo, as it happens, the first ever SSL champions, unfortunately for them, haven't really tasted much success since. I'll be hoping this season bears more fruit, though. Meanwhile, Magyar, as I said, recently joining the SSL as part of an organization as the minors affiliate, will be looking to continue to build. Van Grimbergen on the free kick, and Martin sends it over, courtesy of a defender. Stamp sends in the free kick, and Gusso, the draft pick. And that one ultimately offside. Martin with the through ball. Milano. Inside, and it was just over, it looked like. Stamp. Squid inside. Milano. Alvinson sending it back. Magyar pressing the advantage early on. Martin with a long through ball. It falls! And that was very close, but tipped behind by Crying. Corner to Magyar as Alvinson sends it in, headed up, and ultimately sent away. Nguso. Bunsen ultimately picking off that passing sequence, and it falls to Greg Evil, who finishes from very close range. VAR is going to have a look at it. VAR will let it stand. It is a goal for Rapid Magyar. 1-0 on 16 minutes. Narvaez tried to challenge it away from Martin, but couldn't stop it from getting through, and Evil breaking the deadlock. The Cairo corner results in a potential chance here. Downing able to poke it free, but they can't quite score on that one. Free kick over the top to Alvinson. Alvinson squares it, and it's Evil again! It's a rapid 1-2 punch. In less than 20 minutes, they're up 2-0. That's a brilliant free kick. It has to be said, Alvinson getting on the end of it, squaring it to Evil perfectly. Burns takes a free kick of their own, and it's headed behind Cairo do have the corner and a chance to at least half the deficit. As I said at the start, both these teams with less than stellar results over the last couple of seasons, but certainly will be hoping that they can build into a minors contender here. Where starting the season strong is an important step toward that. As here's Nguso, but it's blocked by Simmons. And now Yo could only punt it up the pitch. And Grimbergen sending it just over the bar there. And Rapid have really taken control of this game. Oh, that shot from Simmons. And it's in by Velat. But VAR is looking at it. Will they rule this out? They will. And Cairo's lifeline evaporates. And it's very hard to tell from this angle. It looks like it was ruled out for offside, but without a proper angle, you can't really tell how justified that call was. And I'm sure some Cairo supporters will be feeling hard done by that decision. Stamp on the corner, out to Nguso, who sends it back and is offside. Well, that could have been a huge moment for Cairo. Being able to get one goal could have made the world of difference at the half. But as it stands, it is 2-0 as Magyar, with a pretty comprehensive performance in that first half. 2.27 XG. Cairo with just 0.06, not managing a shot on target yet. Magyar have no doubt earned those 2 goals and looked very good value for it. So the second half begins, and it is Rapid going left to right in purple, who will kick us off for the second half of the game. Already got a free kick, and it's Van Grimbergen. Heading back out, does find Martin. Narvaez with the throw-in for Cairo. Here's Simmons. Downing, forced back by Bunsen, does find a passing lane. Simmons trying to find Burns over the top, headed down. That was a good shot by Bobby, but held by Asprey. Finally, some life starting to leak into this Cairo attack as they start getting some shots on target. That could make the world of difference here. In the moment, it is Rapid who have come forward again. Milano, work to Bunsen, who shoots, and it's blocked. Behind for another corner. That one's ultimately dealt with by Narvaez. Stamp trying to cross it, but trying there to hold on. Herrera sending in the free kick. Can't quite find a teammate, but it's back out to Herrera. And that shot from Yo wasn't bad, but was right at Asprey. Could have done with a little more velocity behind it. Narvaez puts the cross in off the throw-in, and that one headed over by Burns. As Cairo starting to get some chances put together, just haven't been able to get any in the net. They are trending in the right direction, but will they have enough time to overturn this deficit? Meanwhile, at the other end, it's Milano who tried to pass it into Nguso. The referee is going to the monitor to see if that was indeed a penalty. This is the last thing Cairo need right now. This would pretty much kill off the game if it is given. Or I should say if it's given and the penalty is scored. We do occasionally see misses, but the penalty is awarded. And that is terrible news for Cairo. It is Albinson who steps up. And it's off the post. Crying had it covered, but it was off the post. My goodness. Milano trying to square it. It's a scramble in the box. Slothinson sending it away. And for the moment, there's still a little bit of danger. Here's Milano again. Albinson. And Bunsen sends it wide. And my goodness, Magyar really missed a chance there. That could have easily put this one to bed. As it stands, Cairo have a chance to capitalize, but it's Rapid once again coming forward. And that header is over the bar. Well, it's looking more and more like Cairo won't be able to manufacture another 2 goals. As that shot blocked from Magyar as Bobby first to it for Cairo. Going to need numbers in the middle and loses out on that touch. But it's headed back down for Simmons. Some good passing here from Cairo. Here's Bobby. Was trying to find Burns there, I believe. But ultimately coming to nothing. Downing with the interception now carries it forward. Slothinson. Now Downing brings it back. Yo. Takes the shot, but that's well wide. And so time winding down here as Magyar looking to just see out this comfortable 2-0 victory. Cairo did come to life in the second half, but ultimately didn't seem to have much of anything for Rapid as they square it there. Needed players in the center as Simmons finding Burns. Here's a chance now, but Burns offside as it clangs off the bar. And Magyar surely looking to just see this out now. Worked into Albinson, who gets the shot off, but it's blocked, and now the counter on for Cairo. And then Gisbergen gets onto the end of it. It's going to be a solid opening day victory for Rapid. And a very good sign of things to come, one would think. Certainly going to be interesting to see whether they can prove that they have taken a step forward this offseason. And so it's full time here in Hungary as Rapid will take home the 3 points today. Greg Evil with the brace. Would have been 3-0 if not for the missed penalty from Sam Albinson. And Evil is your player of the match. Certainly a commendable effort all around for Magyar. As for Cairo, not the start you wanted to season 23. It's matches like these that you look back on at the end of the season and you really kick yourself because you get the feeling that you could have done something. Nevertheless, though, that is how it stands here in Hungary as Rapid will get a winning start to their season. Next up, we travel to Thailand, where Krung Thep will take on Athenai. Again, both of these teams looking to do a little bit better than they did last season. Ended up getting a little bit lost in the shuffle, if memory serves. We'll be hoping to really make a statement. And ideally that will start with a win, but only one of these teams at most can walk away with the 3 points. Should be a fascinating tie. There's Krungtep with that asymmetrical 4-3-3. And Athenai with a more straightforward 4-2-3-1. And you see confirmation there of Rapid Magyar with their season opening 3 points. And so we are now underway here in Thailand, as it's immediately worked. I believe that was Machado. Oliver to deliver the corner kick, and that's pushed over by Satoshi. Magul, and it's fizzed in again. This time Wagner able to block it. Now another corner as Oliver delivers it in, and this time Satoshi holds on to put an end to that sequence. McGarry, and now Wentworth, under pressure from Gankal. Here is Machado. Forced out of the box, back to Bloodflame. And the shot from Magul, and it looks like it was off the bar, and it fell into Satoshi's hands. Krungtep starting out on the front foot on this one. Satoshi again with the save, this time from that header. Krungtep really making that Athenai goalkeeper earn their paycheck today. Speaking of goalkeepers, there is Buffoon scooping up the loose ball. Now here comes Wentworth. Cross goes in, and it's looped into the air harmlessly for a goal kick. Krungtep's still a fairly new organization. This will be their third season in the SSL as it's a through ball for Bloodflame, who tried to chip it over the goalkeeper, but ends up completely missing. Oliver back to Bloodflame, who is going to try and make up for that miss as Apostle takes it in turn to send it over. So many good chances for Krungtep have gone begging so far. You'd have to think the way it's going, it's only a matter of time before one of these finds its way into the net. Athenai will be very fortunate that they haven't conceded yet. Still plenty of time left as Oliver comes forward. Bloodflame. And that shot from Stroh had no real energy behind it. Bloodflame again. Van Setten getting the foot in. And it's going to be a very dangerous looking free kick. Won by Magul, and it's Oliver to take it. Right on the edge of the area for Krungtep. Oliver taking a deep breath, fires. It's right into the wall and into the hands of Satoshi, taking a lot of speed off of that with the impact into the wall. Not really the sort of free kick you train in practice. Alcanis. And Stroh puts it over again. Krungtep cannot find their finishing boots today. Wentworth beating Van Setten to it. Wentworth coming forward again, and again tipped over by Satoshi, who is having an absolute blinder so far. Oliver delivers the corner kick. Wentworth back out to Oliver. And again. And that shot, Larv Itar finally breaking through the defenses of Satoshi. And Krungtep have their goal. Itar doing very well to find that space in the box. And Wentworth laying it off. And just a sweet strike from Larv Itar to finally break the deadlock. And so it is Krungtep 1, Athenai 0, as that shot from Al-Kazmi going way into the stands. They'd had the better of the match so far, and now they finally got the goal to show for it, and that one worked into a beautiful spot, but once again, lacking the end product. And so at the break, Krungtep up 1-0, perhaps should be ahead by more, with 7 shots on target and 1.86 XG. They have completely shut out Athenai so far. 4 shots, none on target for the Greek side. And just 0.07 XG. Well, as things stand, Krungtep dominant in this match, if not on the scoreboard. It remains to be seen whether they can find another goal or two to make this a little more comfortable. And on the flip side, whether Athenai can get themselves back in this, try and shore up their defenses and prevent quite as many shots from going in. We are now underway here in the second half as Bloodflame carries it forward. Van Setten with good lockdown defense. Pass finds its way in, and it's deflected behind again. It looked like Satoshi palming that the opposite direction of the dive. It's a corner kick once again, and that one, as always, headed over as another missed opportunity for Krungtep goes into the books. Now Grimes delivering the free kick here for Athenai. And Athenai with their first real attacking sequence here, as that cross in is held by Buffoon, who hasn't had a lot to do today, let's be honest. That's how comprehensive it's been for the side from Thailand. That cross goes in, and Bloodflame put a little too much fire behind that one. Well, proceedings do seem to have eased up a little bit in this second half. The chances not quite coming quite as thick and fast, but that one is going to find its way into the net, courtesy of Matt Stroh. And this, you could argue, is no less than Krungtep deserved for their performance today. That great strike from the set-piece situation. Stroh absolutely hammering it into the back of the net from the header. And that cross in, and now it's Matt Stroh again. And the dam has well and truly burst for Krungtep. And on 60 minutes, they've tripled their advantage at the half. Once again, a brilliant delivery from the cross, and Stroh once again rising to put that one away. Free kick goes in for Krungtep. It falls to J.G. Wentworth. Well, will it stand? but it will not. VAR ruling it out. That header on the free kick. And Wentworth went way too early, it has to be said. I doubt Krumtep will complain too much, though, having finally found their finishing. It's hard dwelling on it, sending it back to Buffoon. Now here's Magul. Machado. Worked into Bloodflame. Bloodflame shoots. Nearly deflected behind. But Satoshi awake to it. Able to push it behind for a corner. It's a corner that Krumtep are in no hurry to take. Certainly have this match mostly locked up, one would think. Of course, anything could happen in these final 15 to 20 minutes, but the way that this match has gone, you have to think Krumtep would be very unlikely to lose it here. Magul winning it away from Munoz, the veteran, but Nolan able to intercept the pass, but couldn't quite find a teammate, so it just rolls limply into the box. And now, here come Krumtep again, it's Oliver. Squared for Machado, but didn't get the finish right. Does, however, win the corner. Is there another one in the offing for Krumtep? Not on this occasion. Morgenstern taking the ball off that loose touch. Athenai trying to dwell on the ball a little bit. They haven't really had much of an opportunity to do that this match. Trying to build something up here. Van Setten switching play. Morgenstern finds Munoz ahead. Cross comes in, and Rivers was offside. It's another corner for Krumtep. And it's pushed away again by Satoshi. Near post corner, and Satoshi had to dive to keep that out. But keep it out they did. We are within 5 minutes plus added time as Krumtep once again bring the ball forward. Goal difference could be very important at the end of the season, so they are not content with 3-0. Here is Bloodflame. Squares it. Got it off target. Wentworth takes a go from range, but it's pushed behind by Satoshi. Corner hits the near post, and that is held by Satoshi very well. Certainly some bright spots for the Athenai keeper, despite conceding 3. Had been a very strong performance up until that first goal went in. And after that, the dam, as I said, had burst. But this will be a very strong start to the season indeed for the home side. Certainly will be harboring intentions of making a real statement this season, and this is a good way to do that. 3-0 your final as Krumtep victorious on match day 1. Athenai, meanwhile, back back to the drawing board, it would seem. Matchday is your player of the match for a pair of well-finished headers. Of course, also the goal, the opening goal from Larv Itar. And so once again, we see a clean sheet here on Matchday 1 in the minors. Nothing doing for Athenai this time. And so that is it, 3-0 for Krntep, as we move on to our final match of the day, as Rova Mpanjaka will take on Montreal United. Rova Mpanjaka, one of the other teams to join the league last season. Their counterpart, Masque Sacré, will play in the second part of this match day. Still a bit of an unknown quantity are Rova, in contrast to Montreal United, who have been one of the better teams in the past, though of late have struggled somewhat to keep up with the rest of the division. A 4-2-3-1 for Rova Mpanjaka and the 4-3-2-1 for Montreal United, or as some would like to call it, the Christmas tree formation. Though I can guarantee there will be no goodwill toward men on this pitch, as we are underway. Rova will get us started in the all-red. And that pass intercepted here. Silaka sending that all the way back as Montreal established possession. Hughes Galloway. Chuarta squares it. And Hugh had lost possession, but the referee giving a penalty. Well, that looked clean from where I'm sitting, but VAR will have the final say. This would be a huge boon for Rova if it is indeed given. We'll have the verdict in a moment. And the decision reversed, no penalty. Well, it could have been an early turning point. Turns out to be just a lot of nothing. Rova now coming forward. Q Jr. sending it in. And that header at the far post from Hughes Galloway had some real threat behind it. It will be a corner, and it's danger to deliver. Grimace heading it away. And that'll be that for that chance. And that shot sent over. Rova really taking it to Montreal in this early going. It has to be said. Here is, though, a corner kick for Montreal. Silaka sending it in, and it falls. I believe that was Corrigan who sent that over. Pink Denstrom with the free kick as Matt Turk knocks that ball into the net. Well, it's hardly speedrun material, but it is the first goal for Rova. And it came off of that free kick from Tank Denstro. Good vision by Denstro to find Turk. And so Rova Mpanjaka up 1-0 on Montreal United as they have another corner. Danger to deliver. sent into the near post, and that's headed off the bar. It's difficult to tell who got their head to it, but it didn't end up in the net. So a massive chance just couldn't quite be capitalized on. That shot, I believe Smalls was the one responsible for it. Tipped behind, but they're not going to get the chance to take the corner kick as we head into halftime. And aside from Antananarivo, Madagascar are up 1-0 at the half. It's been a fairly professional performance for Rova so far. Montreal will really need to get it together in the second half. It's only down 1-0, so this is still very winnable by either side. But at the moment, Rova really dominating. And so after the break, we have one substitution, Fjord making their way onto the pitch for Danger, and Kronkowski replacing Min Jong for Montreal. Montreal coming forward here to start the second half, but dealt with swiftly by Skovgaard. German sending it long, and that defuses the tension for the moment, although Montreal building again. Here's Corrigan putting the cross in, and that's headed over by Silaka. The free kick bobbled around in the box as JQ Jr. gets to it. Shot fizzes in, but finds a lot of people, and it's going to be a penalty. Well, it's hard to make out what happened there. It might have hit a hand at some point. The penalty not given, though. That was a bit of a bizarre check, I won't lie, but no penalty given. That really would have put Montreal behind the 8 ball. Kalinins. And once again, we are going to VAR to check whether this is a penalty. It looked like Q went down in the box. Hard to tell. We've had 2 penalties overturned so far. Will this be the third? VAR says, once again, no penalty for Rova. And at this point, you have to wonder, if Montreal find a way back in this, will those penalties prove costly? Less than 20 minutes left to play, and Rova holding on to this 1-0 lead. But Montreal seem to have finally found some verve, as they have a corner kick sent in near post, headed away by Hughes Galloway. Grimace sending it into Kronkowski, who once again wins the corner. Grimace delivers. Send away. It's all right, King gets to it. Will be able to salvage the chance, only just. Squared in, and Kronkowski very nearly getting a good shot in. It's another kick save by Schwarzer in goal for Rova. Silaka delivers. Falls to Kronkowski, takes the touch. And another save. Rova under a lot of pressure right now. Montreal finally finding their attacking groove. Grimace delivers another corner kick. It's worked out to Kronkowski again, and finally the sequence ends with a Rova goal kick. And in just that span you saw there Montreal accumulating better chances in that sequence of corners than they had the entire match to that point. Rova now know that they have to hold tight at all costs because Montreal have finally woken up. Here comes Q. Trying to get around that defender, Schmidt. And Montreal mopping it up. And now, potentially, Tepotsley squares it, but a very good timing on the challenge by Fjord to break up what could have been an equalizer on the break. Cross goes in. Danger not passed yet. Now it has, as that header just loops over. Denstro with the free kick. Falls to Corrigan, who punts it back up the pitch. Here's Galloway, forced back for Rova. Smalls squaring it, and Tank Denstro wins the corner. Rova will not be comfortable with this 1-0 lead. We'll be pushing for at least one more. Delivered in by Schwarta. And that one finds its way wide by Skavgard. Rova doing very well to keep this game in Montreal's defensive third, as only 1 minute of added time has just about elapsed. Rova will be able to hang on this one. Hughes Galloway puts the cross in. And Talvik able to hold on to it, but that is going to do it. And despite a spirited effort in the second half from Montreal United, it is Rova and Panjaka who walk away with 3 points today. Matt Upsi Romsport Turk will take player of the match honors for that goal that proved the difference today. A knockout blow, if you will, as Rova victorious at home, making a clean sweep for the home sides in this first part. 3 home wins and 3 clean sheets. We'll have to see if that continues with the rest of this match day. Again, a strong effort from Montreal, but coming up short in the end. 1-0 your final in Antananarivo. And so that is it for the first half of Matchday 1. The second half will be coming shortly. We hope you'll join us for that, but in the meantime, let's just quickly recap the results. As I said, clean sheets across the board for the home sides. 2-0 to Rapid over Cairo, 3-0 to Krung Thep over Athenai, and 1-0 to Rova over Montreal. Still some very exciting soccer to be played on this first match day of the season. We'll hope you'll join us for that. Until then, this has been Metafiction. Take care.